Hello, Darksiders. I hope everyone's doing well today. I wanted to take a moment and talk about the supposed rumor that Disney has banned the term younglings from Galaxy's Edge. And they say the reason is because parents were getting triggered by the term because where it was used in Episode 3 negatively, where Obi-Wan told Padme that he saw Anakin slaughtering younglings in the movie. You know, killing kids. Now, Disney can do whatever they want. The reality is they own the Star Wars license and the Star Wars property. They can make any term from any point in any Star Wars movie or any Star Wars book or video game, whatever, and say, no, this is bad, we're not going to use it. But at the same time, it's also kind of ridiculous, in my opinion, that you take the term younglings, which is referred to as just very young Jedi in training, and associate it with child murder. Because for those who have watched Episode 2 and watched the Clone Wars animation series, you'll know that younglings was used very positively instead of negatively. Now, I personally have a theory on why this is happening. Now, I have to state, this is just my opinion, and this is just a theory. But if you've been keeping up with what's been going on with the leadership of Lucasfilm, Disney, and a lot of the directors, you might make sense of this. Now, Galaxy's Edge, as we know, is located during the sequel trilogy era. And in the sequel trilogy era, there are no Jedi. So there are no younglings, there are no Padawans, there are no knights, because the Jedi are eradicated. And as we've heard in the interview with J.J. Abrams, he's going to take something different with Episode 9, because he said instead of it being about restoring a glorious age past, he wants them to be free instead of being one of the oppressed. Which, how I kind of take that is, he wants to take the movie where instead of the heroes rebuilding the New Republic, rebuilding the Jedi, rebuilding all the stuff from the days of the Republic, he wants to build something new. Now, I personally believe Disney wants complete and utter control of everything Star Wars. Like, they are trying their best to distance themselves away from the George Lucas era. Now, you can come at me and say, well, what about Rogue One? What about Solo? And the sequel trilogy had the original characters in it. They're clearly wanting the original trilogy in the new Star Wars movies. Well, the thing is, the reality is the original cast was put in the sequel trilogy for nostalgia bucks, because they knew for a fact that a lot of fans would want to see how our heroes would progress. And as for Rogue One and Solo, I mean, those were just stories that they were trying to bring in and go, hey kids, you want to see how they stole the Death Star plans? Or hey kids, you want to see how Han Solo became Han Solo? But a deeper conversation about that is definitely set for another video. But I want to focus just on the younglings term. Now, I personally believe that in Episode 9 we will see Rey be victorious. She'll either redeem Ben or she'll just end up being forced to kill him. And what's going to happen is I believe Rey is going to establish a new Jedi Order, but they're going to be under a different name, a different banner, something new, something different. Now, some Star Wars fans, you might like that. You might go, oh, well, the Jedi have been in Star Wars forever. Maybe this can be good, something new. But at the same time, the Jedi and the Sith have been in the Star Wars lore. You don't have Star Wars without the Jedi or the Sith. Those are the two key components that really kept Star Wars going outside a lot of the things like the Empire, the Rebellion, or just the Force in general. But as I said, I believe that after Episode 9 comes out and we see the new generation of Force users, that's when Galaxy's Edge will probably start using those new terminologies, because I personally really do believe Disney is trying to break away from the George Lucas era of Star Wars. So in order to do that, they have to nuke certain terms, certain ideologies, certain type of stories, governments that were based in the Star Wars universe, all that fun jazz, so they can have Star Wars as their own IP and not have to worry about what George Lucas created anymore. As I said, this is just a theory. I don't have any solid proof to this. I mean, the movie is still 6 months out. We have no idea what's going to happen, but with everything I've been seeing at the leadership of Lucasfilm, everything they've done in the comics and a lot of the books, I really do believe that Rey is going to build a new generation of Force users. Now, I highly doubt they're going to be called Skywalkers, because I'm sure some of y'all have heard that rumor now. That, well, it wasn't a rumor, it was someone, I forget his name, but he was very passionate about it, and he said, what if the next Jedi were just called Skywalkers? Like, you know, Luke was such a big name in the Force and Star Wars that they titled themselves after him. Personally, I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe Disney has a new term already in the making for what the next generation of Force users is going to be called, and then that's what they're going to be calling, you know, customers at Galaxy's Edge from now on, because especially where Galaxy's Edge is based in the sequel trilogy. Well, that's all I really have for you. As I said, this is just my opinion and my theory, but I think that's what they're waiting for. And as I said, I really believe Disney wants to back away from the George Lucas era and not be tied down to anything he created. Until next time, Darksiders, I'll see y'all later.